Hi, my name is Vivian Oliver-Hernandez. I am your Carl Wunschie Digital Learning Coach Literacy, and in this tip of the week, I'm talking about file management, specifically for our students. So, yes, students, file management is important because we are trying to prepare you for the workforce and because it's an awesome habit to have to set you apart from other employees in the workforce. So, at Carl Wunschie Senior High School, we are trying to build you to be leaders. And with that being said, sometimes simple file management is all it takes. So I wrote down the top 5 reasons why you should have good file management habits. In this video, I will show you how to do that with Google Drive and Google Folders. But I also want to emphasize why you need to be doing it because it is that important. The first reason you need to be doing it is because it helps centralize all your work in one place without having to go find things. If you have things like your room, for example, is cluttered and you have to spend time trying to find where's this, where's that, what you're doing is wasting time. And you don't want to be doing that too often because you start to find that wasted time will make you feel more tired, make you feel more stressed, and just lead up to a whole bunch of different other health issues that we don't really want to have. So having a good file management system of knowing where your stuff is, knowing what folder to go to, and being organized is going to help you so much when it comes to your daily work life. It'll also help you reduce your workload. So if you don't know where something is, but you need to give it to someone like a teacher and in the future a boss, and you're like, I know I created it, I just can't find it. Guess what's going to eventually happen if you never find it? You're going to have to start over and you're going to have to do it again. That stinks. You don't want that to happen. So again, all it takes is knowing, oh, I put it in this folder. Let me share it with you. And that leads into communication. So again, this also will help with communication, just sharing resources, helping. It'll also help reduce project delays, such as with Capstone. If you know where all your articles are and all your researches from freshman year up until that senior year, you are good to go because you have been putting it in the same folder all this time without any worry. So I hope that's enough reason why you should go ahead and start creating folders in your Google Drive. And with that being said, I'm going to show you how. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is open up your Google Drive. The direct URL for this is drive.google.com. Once you type that out, you hit enter. So again, direct URL is drive.google.com. Hit enter. It will open up to your Google Drive homepage. And then from here is where you will be taken to your overall drive. So I'm not in any specific section. I'm just like on the Google Drive homepage. To narrow it down on the left, go ahead and direct your eyes to the left. You'll see the new, which is where you can start creating new folders, subfolders, upload files, upload folders, or create from scratch any of these type of documents. Then also on the left, you'll see where it says My Drive. This section takes you to your specific drive with your documents, etc. Okay. Any drive that's been shared with you will be under that in shared drives. This is rare. This only happens very rarely because everybody on the Spring ISD network is usually going to be on the same drive. It just helps, again, with file management to be on the same one when it comes to sharing resources. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to My Drive or shared drives. It's just the default setting in case in the future you ever do have a company that does have different drives, you know where to look, okay? Then under this section on the left, you'll see the shared with me. This is where you'll find all of the folders, documents, anything that has ever been shared with you in Google. What's nice about this section is you'll see the name of the file, you'll see who it was shared by, when it was last modified, etc. In the right corner under the Spring ISD logo in your profile, you'll also see different ways to view it. If you want to change it, you could definitely change that. The way it looks. Just depends on what you prefer. All right, redirect your eyes back to the left. On the left, you also see recent. That is your recent files, anything you've just opened up in the last couple minutes, days, etc. That will pop up here. This is a good shortcut to go to if you know you just did something. It's going to be under recent, whether it's a Google Doc, a Google Slide, a video you uploaded, a Google Sheet, etc. It will be under recent if it's a Google product. Then you will also see your starred section. Your starred section is any files or folders that you said, I'm going to star this, so it can go in that starred section so I can find it easier. I recommend you do this with your Capstone folder, and I'm going to show you how to do that in one moment. So that way it will always be in your starred section. You can also, as you see, color code folders as well, and I'll show you how to do that. And then on the left, you will also see trash. Trash is where anything that you just did will be deleted, and you have 30 days to go ahead and restore anything and change your mind, okay? So overall, that is what Google Drive is. If you have any questions or want to learn more, there's a settings gear where you can definitely look up shortcuts and learn more on your own. Up here at the very top, this is where you can also search any files that were shared with you by specific people, search the file name, or even do an advanced search. Okay, so that was an overview of Google Drive. Now I'm going to go into how to actually start creating folders. Okay, so in this part, I'm going to show you how to start creating a Capstone folder as our example. And I recommend every Carl Wunschie High School student do this so you know where all your stuff is at one place. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to your My Drive section. It usually will be there by default, but just in case it isn't, click it just to make sure. Then once you know you're in your drive, you're going to go to New. You're going to click New Folder. Here, you're going to name your folder. I would name it CWHS Capstone with probably my first initial and last name, just so I know it's mine. If I ever need to share the folder too, it just helps having that naming convention set that way. Once I name the folder, I'm going to hit Create. Automatically, once I hit create, once it's ready to go, it will populate and send me there. So I'm going to open that folder. And then here up at the top, once I've opened the folder, I'll see a drop down. And this drop down gives me a whole bunch of different options that I can do to help me start staying organized. Okay. The first tip and something I recommend you do is what I said earlier. Go ahead and add starred, so that way it pops up in that starred section from now on. Okay. If I go back here to the drop down, I can also see where I can change the color and pick a color that I like that will help me identify it faster so it'll stand out when it's in that starred area. I can also rename the folder if at any point I do need to rename it. What I like to do is put little emojis in the front of my folders, just so a fun fact about it is that if your folder or any file has an emoji at the front, that is a way to create like a shortcut so that folder shows up at the top. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So I went ahead and did that. To get your emoji up, there's different ways to do it, and I'll send that in a different resource, or you can email me. And then, yeah, so I have my overall Carl Wunschie Capstone folder, right? Please be advised if you ever have different subcategories for a big folder like this, because Capstone is so large and you want to break it down, create a subfolder. So all I have to do is go back to New, create new folder, name it. I'm going to name it just for this video purpose, subfolder 1, create. If I need another one, subfolder 2. So you can create multiple folders within a folder to help you, again, stay organized and know where your things are. So if you want to name this freshman, or you want to name this whatever the research topic is, you can do that. Definitely create subfolders within a big folder to help you stay organized. Okay. You can also share folders. So if at any point I need to share the entire thing with all the documents in that folder, I could just hit that share and share it all at once with whoever I need to. So those are my tips of how to create just the folders in Google. I'm going to show you one more thing. Let's say I need to upload something. So I could definitely upload files from my computer. For example, if I need to upload this QR code, I'm going to hit open. Down at the bottom corner, it tells me the processing status. When it's done. Awesome. And then let's say I want to move it. I don't want it in the big folder. I want it in one of these subfolders. All I need to do is simply click on it, click and drag, and it will be moved to that subfolder. So wonderful thing about Google, yes, you can click and drag. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please email me. Again, my name is Vivian Oliver-Hernandez. You can ask your teachers what my email is, or you can go ahead and just, if you see me in the hall, ask me and I'll be happy to give it to you. I'm here to help you. Remember, file management is what can set you apart. So having those habits built now while you're here in school, especially in regards to Capstone, will benefit you greatly when you become an adult and go into that actual workforce, and even when you go to either your career or college. So again, I hope this was helpful. I hope you have a great, wonderful day, week, weekend, whatever you're watching this. And yeah, reach out if you have any questions. Bye.